What's good, homies and homies, exiles? Today's video, I'll be showing you my Falling Thunder Gimling. I'm actually surprised no one is playing this or talking about this ability. It's also power charge based, just like my Flicker Strike build in the right upper corner. But this build literally deletes bosses. You will see right now, this is tier 16 with a spirit on the boss. Just one tap like that. We are also overkilling the bosses because my tooltip on there's a 2-hit on this ability. First is the slam, and the second one is the proj, which you see the lines on the ground. And the tooltip on those with full rage stacks goes to 1,000,000, over 1,000,000 right now. And I'm also not using the unethical mirror quarterstaff in my stash. I'm just using the one I dropped and then crafted. And goddamn, I have no words. Like, Falling Thunder is one of my favorites, both for single target and mapping. It's really wild. It's like almost lightning spear, if you will, with the clear. I would say like a baby lightning spear melee side, if you will. But yeah, it's just the classic profane ritual casting on the corpses to get the power charges. If you have cast on crit, it will just automatically cast for you the profane ritual. So I have double profane ritual set up in cast on crit and then manual before bosses with minions on the back bar on the second weapon set. So you can use the Profane Ritual on your skeletons before boss to get power charges and one-shot them. I did not use... There are boots that buff this damage even further with power charges, but I did not use these. I totally forgot about them. I literally just realized there are these boots before this video. So I will show you in a bit. Just a little showcase from maps, how it goes in clearing as well. Again, you don't have to worry about power charges. Like, if you use Flicker Strike, during Flicker Strike, you cannot gain power charges, for example, but this, you can get power charges anytime. So as you can see, I'm not even recasting a Profane Ritual. And playing Gimling, we have quality of skills from the skill tree, from Ascendancy, and also you have, on the more, you can put the gems or the new runes in a warrior. So I am at 80% chance of not consuming a power charge when I use Falling Thunder, which is insane, right? It's pretty crazy. And even if you have like 3 power charges, you don't always have to go all the way to your max power charges. Right now I have 7 because I have corrupted headpiece for max power charge, and then I have skill tree with the passives, but I don't think you need 7 power charges. I mean, the more the better, of course, because you will get a lot of damage. But it all depends on the gear and on your setup. Let me show you some more footage from little boss action. This will be the ape. The ape, everybody's nemesis from the campaign, kind of. But you always double Infernal Cry twice. I will explain soon why. And then you just slam, and that's it. Now I will see, this is this damage here you will see is after my rage stacks fell off. It's 800,000 right there. So it's a bit, you know, unlucky. I didn't catch it with rage, because that would be kind of insane. Kind of crazy, I would say. Next up, we got this guy with the Wisp again. And some minions or like monsters around. Howling Ape. One tap, no problem. I had 30, it's 30 rage right there. Why didn't I check the tooltip on the damage, man? It would be sick, I think. Next up, so this right here, my friend needed a carry on a Citadel boss. So I said, you know what, why not? Oh, skipping a little bit. So this is Jamadara helping my friend here in the group. So it's scaling in the group. First hit here, over 12 million damage. We would insta-kill Jamadara, no problem with this. But the problem is he is phasing out, so you cannot just overkill it, right? You cannot. Now, I am also running Tempest Flurry to kill monsters off. If there's only like one monster, I don't want to, you know, unnecessarily waste my power charges from Falling Thunder to kill one monster. So, and here, I believe, I'm not sure if I crit here or I messed up my Infernal Cry. But this will be one shot as well. But it was over, you know, 12 million damage again. So that's kind of insane, I would say. It's kind of insane. And then a little map action from Savannah, which is my favorite map. What is your favorite map, guys? I wonder. By just a little clearing action. These lines on the ground, they treat as projectiles. And they literally clear off screen, which is wild. And also, we are running Salvo Support Gem in Falling Thunder, which makes projectiles go in random directions. And how it behaves on this skill, it goes around your character in a circle, if you will. Because by default, Falling Thunder goes into a cone in front of you. And yeah, Salvo just makes it around your character. And obviously, once again, the more charges, the better. The more lines you will get. But yeah, it's just, and especially if you get the haste shrine like right now, that's wild. Also, there's so much damage from this projectile that I have only one flat cold damage on ring, which is not even max roll. And you can see I'm literally freezing and shattering enemies, which is crazy. It just shows how much damage it does, right? There are also a few ways to go about in Ascendancy skill points, which I will talk to you in a second after this little showcase. Now, as you guys know, as always, we got a little planner on Mobalytics right here, with the code to POB on the right side. But yeah, full guide, I will add some text and whatnot, talk about some stuff there and options. And the code you will just, insert in POB here, and you have to see everything in detail. You can play around with the config here if you want to. It is different. I mean, it is a pretty weird tracking of power charges. For the proj, it does not show them here, or I might be missing something. But yeah, it's just a little extra on the side. But it's a little, let's get a little breach action here as well. Again, this is with the shrine, haste shrine, which is absolutely cracked. I also have frenzy charges from Sniper's Mark. I have that on cast and crit. We have absolutely no problem with mana. That's because I have only one jewel with 2% mana on kill on a Sapphire jewel. That's all it needs for mana sustain. But I also have, well, kind of, because I also have the Ascendancy that reduces the cost of skills at higher attribute requirements. But Gemling, one of my favorite Ascendancies, because you can play any build on this Ascendancy. And if you play melee, like let's say strength build, you can fully use the max level Wind Dancer that requires dexterity. I would like to use Wind Dancer on all my melee builds, but if I'm playing strength character on Titan, it's just impossible to play high level of Wind Dancer. Like the stat requirements are just brutal. But yeah, let me take you into the game and we shall talk about few things. How about that? So, first things, we got the skill gems. Actually, let me talk about the power charges, because I will have chapters down below. We can check specific topics, but let's talk about power charges, because this ability does work on power charges, with the Progear projectile, the second part of the skill, which has a ridiculous scaling. As you can see, everything is multiplicative damage. That's why we one-shot bosses and everything. It's just ridiculous. Like, this skill overall is wild. So projectiles here and the power charges. So on weapon set 2, I am running a Deceptor with minion, Skeleton Warrior minions. And I'm also running the Sacrifice. What this does is you don't need any monsters around you to get power charges when you cast Profane Ritual. So you're in a brand new map without monsters around or before boss. So what you do, you just leave a little weapon swap, you cast Profane Ritual on your minions, and you will see you will get power charges. That's it. So you just do that. I always do this. I cast Charge Staff, which is my buff for Falling Thunder, which also needs power charges, and then I do it again because the minions are, up right away. And then you can see I have some charges and I can pop off. So that's how we get these. And then so that's the manual Profane Ritual, which I run with Spell Echo, so it casts twice in one use, if you will. So you will get double the amount. We got Unleash, which also like double, if you will. They kind of like copy your skills or spells. Arcane Tempo for faster cast and Corpse Conservation. So, for example, yeah, I mean, they just don't get consumed, right? Which is also in the skill tree. I don't have that. You can add it for like your weapon sets, play around with it, which is right here. You can totally get these passives. And last one is Overabundance to have less skill effect duration, which means it's gonna proc faster. It's gonna explode faster, if you will, on the corpse, so you'll get faster power charge. This right here, duration 1 second. Second way is to get cast on critical, which is automatical on maps, on monsters. They don't have to care about like manual casting, unless you have really no minions around, whatever, or corpses. So here I'm running fast forward, again, less skill effect duration. Running Perfusion to get more or additional charge, and Intense Agony for, again, less skill effect duration. So this one is at 113. They're both about the same, the manual and this one. You can run Overabundance here to get super fast, cast and create Profane Ritual, but then manual will be super slow. So this was a power charge. Let's talk about the boots actually here. This is what they want on bosses. I would definitely want this for pinnacle bosses, for Xesht. Sorry I didn't get the footage from that one, but this would make it so I have 8 power charges and you get extra crit damage per power charge, which is 100% for me on top of the stats I have right now, which is, let's take a look, we got 462% crit damage. I'm missing crit chance. I had like 95%. There's something wrong. I'm missing crit chance. So probably a jewel because I did swap on the build. Falling Thunder, support gems. We got Pinpoint Critical. This will basically cap out your crit. Very good stuff, even at the cost of less crit damage. Because you can see this gem gives me 33% crit damage, which is kind of insane. Execute, because we are running the DPS tower. The best damage scaling in the game right now on any build is crit chance, crit damage, and also low life setup. Like, it's insane. This will get nerfed for sure. So enter multiplicative 50%. We have this nonstop. Perpetual charge to have a chance to not remove charges. I am at 80% right now to not remove a charge. This is 58 plus this here, like 68 plus Ascendancy. I will show in a bit. We got Salvo. This will make it so the proj goes around the character, as I explained. And a Ricochet to have a chance to change from a terrain. Sometimes this feels like Volcanic Fissure of Snaking from PoE 1. When it ricochets from the wall and it goes around the corner, around the wall, or around LOS, it's very sick. Tempest Flurry again to finish monsters if there's only one monster or you want to finish a low life monster. So we get Martial Temple for attack speed. We get Rage stacking. You can also use this before trying to one-shot with with Falling Thunder to get full Rage stacks. Primal Armament for multiplicative damage, another multiplicative damage, and another one as well, multi. We don't really care about the AoE. Charge Staff is the buff I use. Now, Splinter here, we do some part of physical damage with this build, which isn't that high, but it's still something. And Charge Staff with Splinter, you know, it doesn't break that much armor. This is like, you don't need that. This is like whatever. But lightning exposure with strip away, since our damage is mostly lightning, so this will reduce the target's resistances. Next up, resistance to last longer. Profane Ritual, talked about it. Infernal Cry, we got Raging Cry for the rage. You always want to do a double War Cry with a second wind, because with that you will get the maximum benefit of the extra damage here. You to get 100%. Well, I mean 115. So you always cast it twice. Only once will give you like half of it. So that's why you want second wind. And with that you will also be most likely capped with rage as well on the bosses. So it goes hand in hand. And Rage Warcry, this will consume the rage for multiplicative damage. 10 rage is 10% more damage. So this will give us extra 20% more damage, which is very good. We get Ingenuity for lower cooldown, and then Premeditation for the extra damage. So this skill has the highest potential with Infernal Cry like that for bosses one-shots. Cast on crit, again, Intense Agony, Perfusion, like I talked about, but I also run Sniper's Mark for single target to amplify the crits even more with the damage. We do get Frenzy Charge, but we have no use for it right now. Now, as for auras, we get Herald of Ash because it looks good. It looks better than Herald of Thunder, and I just like this procs. You don't need to be reliant on Flat Cold or Lightning just like the Herald of Ice or Thunder. So, and the burn, you know, the Ignite is actually very good. Like, it scales from the damage you do, and in our case, it scales from the projectiles we do from Falling Thunder, which is some ridiculous damage. So the Ignite is very strong. By the way, you can see here right now, my tooltip is 48,000, but if I was to do this right here, get 7 power charges, this one should jump up much more at 446,000. That's insane, right? That's quite insane. And that's without the power charge staff, excuse me. Crazy. Next up, Wind Dancer. We got Overpower for more stun build-up, Blind to apply Blind, because that's a very powerful debuff. They have less accuracy and evasion rating, so you will not need as much accuracy, if you will. Heavy Swing for more physical damage, and then Lightning Infusion for more damage as well. This one-shots all monsters, even rares. Again, it depends on your gear and whatnot, because they also added like crit to this ability, base crit. So it's crazy, the damage is wild with this. I should quality it up though. Oh, never mind, I did, okay. Has very insane range on Gemling, because we get extra quality, 26%, plus, yeah, wild. Ghost Dance, these two auras are absolutely amazing for evasion-based builds. The survivability is amazing with Ghost Dance. I just realized I'm missing a support gem to make this proc faster, which is, you guessed it right, fast forward, just like from Time of Need. Do we have one here, though? Of course we do. This will make it so... Wait, was it? Oh, I'm already using... Oh, I see. I'm already using it on Charge Staff. This will make it so the window between proccing this to get energy shield based on evasion will be smaller, so you will proc this more often. But really good. This will give you energy shield scaled on evasion, so very good. Big fan of that. As you can see, we are running 1600 evasion, energy shield, 2000 life. So the defense is actually not that bad. I would say it's pretty good. Our evasion is 49%. Now, armor is still good. I still think armor is needed on all builds. This will still mitigate damage. You don't need high number of the armor, but it's still pretty decent. But you could probably do better with like defense layers, because I have only energy shield on the gloves and boots. So that's what I like. We have a pretty good, decent amount of attributes. Speaking of attributes, this passive would be absolutely insane for damage. As you can see here, without any buffs, it adds almost 20,000 damage on Falling Thunder. So I will probably try to find a way how to get points and get this bad boy, because it's really wild. It is pretty insane. And I know why. I forgot. I have a bad anoint on the amulet because I use it on a different build. So what I could do, I could probably anoint this on amulet, or to hit my crit chance, I can just anoint Tainted Strike to get more crit chance. That's why I'm not capped. Yeah. So let's take a look at the Ascendancy. There are a few options here. I went with the down here right here. This will make it so if you stack one stat, let's say dexterity, you don't need nothing else. And this right here will make it have more attribute requirements by 30%, which is kind of insane. It's kind of rough, but it all depends on the gear. You don't have to run this. You could honestly drop these points and put them in here. This would be like the best. This is the reworked passive for gemling in this league. I'm a big fan of that. I would love to use it. I did for a bit, but I just like the less cost of skills to have easier mapping and whatnot. And of course, you want to get +2 to skills. Again, this is more for the this is also, I mean, damage increase, but this is also mana cost increase. So you could probably just drop these, to be fair. Drop these and put them here. No problem. But we also want quality. Quality is absolutely insane, strong, powerful on almost all builds. Mainly in this case for the Falling Thunder, for the chance to not remove charges. And then of course, Infinite Cry to get even more damage. Like, it's really wild. It's really great. Ideally, you want to get Corrupted Quality, but I didn't get it. You can also run the lowest level on Infinite Cry and Profane Ritual. Because of the mana cost, it doesn't really do anything. Extra level of Infinite Cry will just do the combust higher damage, which we don't care about at all. On the passive tree, we want to path down here and on the side for the low life stuff here, because we are running Deepest Tower. This build can get even much more damage if I was to sacrifice these points and sacrifice the jewel to get Unwavering Stance, which lets you allocate passives around this node, which is Finality, 120% damage is what I'm missing right now. And maybe even like Escalation for free damage. But yeah, these small nodes, 30% damage, I'm missing as well. So there is so much improvement for this build on top of all this. But I like some attack speed for mapping for the Falling Thunder. Right here, you want to get cooked for big crit damage, some defense here, and movement speed. Coming Calamity, absolutely insane. The fire damage increase. I'm kind of like trolling here as well myself. I am missing 50% lightning damage, which we do mainly with lightning damage. So ideally, you want to replace this for Herald of Thunder for even more damage. But as you could see, I don't need that. If I was playing or farming Pinnacle bosses, I would definitely swap this for Herald of Thunder for the free 50% damage, 100%. This is an amazing place for Timeless Jewels. I have a crit chance, crit damage one here, and extra energy shield, because you want to get all these passives here. You know, crit chance, crit damage here, flat crit chance, good stuff, some quarter stuff. This was wonderful for Falling Thunder with the power charges. We get some extra good stuff as well, some accuracy, crit damage, and attack speed. And up top in here, you want to get Throat Seeker for the big crit damage. This one is very important. You will get crit damage when you consume a power charge and max power charges. I also recommend trying to get a, you can either anoint this on Amulet, or you can get a Megalomaniac, which I did right here, with Vocal Empowerment. This one was one divine. I bought this earlier in the league, because I knew this will be insane for, I used this on in last league on my Flicker, Stormweaver. So again, crit chance, crit damage, cluster, down here for crit chance, but some sustain for attack speed, but movement, evasion, energy shield, and some movement speed here. The items are as follows. So quarterstaff, flat physical, percentage physical, flat lightning, pretty good as well. You also got crit chance and very needed melee skills as well. Not the best staff, it can get +7. I will show you in comparison very unethical quarterstaff, which is a mirror right now. Look at this bad boy. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. But I'm not using that. Chest Beast Warrior, I like global defense because this will buff your evasion, armor, and energy shield, which is very insane, very powerful. You want to get Spirit to run all the auras, and then Elemental Resistances. You want to slot in quality of life skills, quality of all skills, which stacks extremely well on this Ascendancy. Deepest Tower to get the low damage stuff, low life damage stuff, I mean, max power charge. Rings here, flat damage. I like extra mana for sustain. Dexterity, resistances. Now I have Unset Ring. You probably do not need Unset Ring. You will just have to drop Unset Ring. You would have to drop one of the auras. You could probably drop Ghost Dance, to be fair. Probably drop Ghost Dance, yeah. But it's recommended. So again, flat damage. Lightning percentage is also amazing. Lightning percentage. Attributes. On the gloves here, I am missing attack speed in the suffix. Here, I would welcome it instead of intelligence 100%, but it is what it is. And I cannot afford to run the rune, the talisman for attack speed here. I have to get the resistances up, so this all depends on your gear. Ingenuity, I've overcrafted the good one, but you don't need this good one. You can just go with 29-30%, which should be cheap. Or even Headhunter, if you can squeeze it in. Again, depends on the resistances. Boots, movement speed, energy shield or evasion if you want, life, resistances, intelligence. That's like generic for almost all items. Gloves are double flat, is what I like. Amulet, this one is cracked too. All melee skills, but you don't have to run that. You can get crit damage, you can get crit chance, then evasion or energy shield, life, spirit, very important, and then attributes. Anoint is not coming calamity. We don't want that. Anoint should be tainted strike, is what I would normally run for the crit chance to get above 90%, or you can go Jack of all trades. As you can see, the damage is 20,000 on the first like melee slam, which will be even more on the proc. So I might get that instead. For talismans, you want to get stun immunity, freeze immunity, and then rarity, or get the onslaught one, which is a Fallen Axe, very good too. Boots I already showed you for single target bosses, for the big power charges and whatnot. For rotation, bosses, pretty simple. You literally just weapon swap to set 2. For the minions, you get power charges to get charge staff as a buff. Then you swap again to get power charges for Falling Thunder. When the boss spawns, you do double Infernal Cry, and then you slam the ground and kill everything inside. That's it. If there is something surviving, few HP, you just do this with Tempest Slurry. That's it. Literally, that's it. And I believe we covered everything. I believe I did cover everything. If not, let me know. If you have any questions, hit me up as well. I also stream every day on Twitch and YouTube if you guys want to come through. Enjoy the rest of the league until next league. I also have a full video in the right upper corner where I talk about the announcements and whatnot. But with that said, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I wish you a great one. Until then, peace.